Hey, so good morning. So you can hardly see me because it's still freaking dark. So it's like 4:30 something in the morning, and today is the Kocherlball. And I've never been to the Kocherball because it's freaking 4:30 in the morning. So that's once in July. And this is what the video is about. And the Kocherball was like was a day in Sunday where all the servers in the 19th century, so it began 1880, where before they had to go to work, where they started to dance, before they went to the manors and all the servants. And it was forbidden in 1904 because it was indecent and considered indecent by the Catholic Church, and then it was forbidden. And since 1989 it's back again. So and what that's all about, I will show you in the video, hopefully with better light. Well, that's much better. The candlelight works wonders, and now I tell you what the background of this romantic atmosphere was and how the Kocherball came about. In the Bavarian era of the 19th century, many servants in Munich worked in homes of the wealthy bourgeois. They usually had little free time as they had to be at their master's disposal, from early in the morning until late at night. Only Sundays were a small exception, as their masters usually slept a little longer on this day. Around 1880, servants began to meet in the English garden at the Chinese Tower to dance and celebrate before going on duty, between 5 and 6 o'clock in the morning. The location was secluded enough not to fall under the direct control of the city. The Kocherball was born. The Bavarian word Kochel, which derives from the High German Koch, cook, is an all-encompassing term for house servants, not just kitchen staff. For almost 25 years, the servant danced on Sundays in fine weather at the Chinese Tower, until one day in 1904,
nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition!
In fact, the Catholic Church and conservative circles had the Kocherball banned. Where will we end up if the plebs suddenly have fun and enjoy themselves too? Dancing and alcohol were too frivolous for these circles. And so the Kocherball fell into oblivion, until it was revived in 1989. Since then, the ball had been held on a July Sunday every year, as long as the weather cooperates. Of course, there are hardly any servants left today, so the people of Munich dress up and come in traditional costume or historical costumes, regardless of whether they are of high rank or belong to the servants. As the Kocherball traditionally falls on the third Sunday in July, the next one will take place on July 19th, 2026. Admission is free, so you can plan your Munich vacation. But here are a few additional tips. I was there at 4:30 AM, and by that time all the tables in the Chinese Tower, which is the second largest beer garden in Munich with 7,000 seats, were already taken. Judging by the shortness of the candles in the chandeliers, some people had already been here for a very long time. So it's best to come at 2 or 3 o'clock, or preferably stay out the night. Of course, you can take your own food with you in the old beer garden tradition, which was also done extensively. And yes, there was also plenty of beer to drink. The first live music started at around 5:30, and around 6 they started dancing. The whole thing was moderated, and there was one thing that bothered me a bit. There were instructions on how to dance the whole time. I thought that was a bit annoying, but Kocherball experts told me that it was always like that, otherwise people wouldn't know how to dance. Well, tastes are different, but I'll be honest here and I tell it like it is. To sum up, I can say that the Kocherball is definitely worth seeing. It's a really great atmosphere at night with all the candlelights, and when the day breaks you can see all the great costumes. but Munich as a whole is worth seeing, and I'd be happy to prove that to you on a guided tour. Here you can find my email address and my homepage, and anyway, like and subscribe. Until the next video, Philip.